Hi guys, and welcome to iCode Git and GitHub. So in this tutorial we'll be dealing with Git and GitHub, and this tutorial is split into 4 parts. So in the first part of the tutorial we'll be setting up Git, and then in the second part of the tutorial we'll be setting up GitHub, and then in the third part of the tutorial we'll be looking at Git branches, and then in the fourth part of the tutorial we'll be looking at version control. So let's get to work immediately. So let's quickly go grab Git on, so say download Git. All right, so I'm on Windows, so I'll just grab the one for Windows. If you're on Macintosh, so grab the one for Mac, and if you're on Linux, you could grab the one for Linux. So let's grab the one for Windows. So if you're using 32-bit, so make sure you download the one for your architecture of 32-bit. I'm on 64-bit, so that is downloaded and I have it already on my desktop here. So let's go ahead and install Git. Okay, so the default stuff is okay for me. So let's go over and then install it. So as this is installing, let's quickly set up our local directory. So let me call this iCode, let's call it GitHub. Let's call it GitHub. All right, so in this let's open here. Okay, yeah, I'll be using VS Code. If you have, oops, close this guy off. Okay, what the heck. All right, so you could use any other file editor you like. So I'll be working with VS Code. You have Sublime, you have Atom, you have Notepad++, whichever one you want to use at all. So let's quickly create some files. Let's say index.html. So I also create login.html. Okay, and then create let's create a folder. Let's create a folder called CSS, and then another folder called JS. Okay, oops, this is created in CSS, so let me remove this guy. Again, just go off. All right, for here let's create a folder JS. All right, our installation is done, so let's launch Git batch. Okay, so let me increase the size a little, and then let's zoom it for us to see. All right, so let's go to our directory, and our directory is on the desktop right here. So this is our directory. We need to take Git batch. We'll be using that place. So cd, okay, c drive, users, iCode, desktop, and then GitHub, right? Okay, so let's check what we have here. So we have this folder CSS, this file, this folder, and then this. So let's check where we are in our roadmap. So we've done the installation, so let's do the configuration. So the first thing we want to do is to take Git who is using it. So say git config global level user, so username, so specify your username or image. All right, so say git global email, oops, user email. All right, it's gonna be user email, so my mouse at gmail.com. okay, all right, so we need to take Git that we'll be working with this directory. So to do that, say git init, so we initialize Git in this directory. All right, so doing that, Git had created an empty file here. So let's check this out. View hidden file. Okay, you can see we have Git here, and every other stuff Git will be doing. All the configuration, everything is there. So let's go ahead and hide it. Okay, so let's see what we have here and then proceed with our next stuff on our roadmap, and that's adding file to staging area. So to add file to the staging area, you just specify the file. So say git add, so let's add index.html, so index.html. all right, so that's added. Let's check. So to check what you have in your staging area, say git status. So let's check our status. So currently we have this index.html, which is being tracked by Git, but login.html is not tracked by Git, so you could see it in red color there. So let's add some other files. So touch, let's go into, okay, let's touch into CSS. And that reminds me, if you are not good at the command line, I have a video tutorial on command line for both Linux, Macintosh and Windows. It's on this channel, so just go ahead and download that before you proceed with this tutorial, because we'll be dealing with the command line all through in this tutorial. So those tutorial will really get you grounded. It's less than 15 minutes for Windows operating system, and then other operating system, that's Linux and then Macintosh. So after watching that, then you can come and join us in this tutorial. So let's quickly create the file. So in CSS, we want to create style.css. okay, also let's touch here in JS, we want to create script.js. okay, all right, so let's check our status now. Say git status. So you can see it has added this folder that we have some files in there that are not tracked yet. So but let's also add I think we have login already. Let's have register dot html here. okay, all right, so now let's add with Git you can add all the files at a go, unlike adding them one after the other. Of course, we have some projects could have hundreds or thousands of files in their directory, so it won't be nice adding them one after the other. So Git has a command that could do a batch addition to the staging area. So that's git, because say git add. So you use asterisk this way. That means you say git add all files. So every file in the directory will be added to the staging area. So, but if you want to specify the file or the extension to be added, so you could use, maybe you want .js file to be added, so you say git add asterisk then js. So if you check git status now, you can see that all JS files had been added. So we have a script here, which is a JS file, and it's added. So we say git add all HTML files. So git status now, you see we have all HTML files being added. So and the CSS is left behind. All right, so another thing we could do is to add all of them at a go. So, and let me drop whatever we've added already and then add them back, and that takes us to removing file from the staging area. Do we have it here? Okay, remove file from staging area. So let's remove this file that we've added to the staging area. So that will be git rm, so cached. So now you can specify. So let's remove register.html, register.html this way. So you can see if you say git status now, so we have register now has been removed from the staging area to the untracked area. So let's add all. So say git add all this way. So git add all that way. So git status, you can see every file had been added So we have our CSS file, our HTML file, everything is now in the staging area, and then we can go ahead and make our first commit. So git commit this way. So yeah, you need to tell Git what changes you've made to the files that made you want to commit it, for other guys that are working with you to know, okay, the changes that have been made to those files. So in doing that, during our installation, we specified to Git that we want to use Vim. Yeah, so we'll be using Vim all through in this tutorial. So it has opened a text editor for us in the Git bash, and that has Vim. So working with Vim, to insert anything at all into Vim, you press the key on your keyboard I. You see, when I click on I, you will notice that you have insert here. You have insert here, then we will continue typing. So let's tell Git what we've done. So let's call it my first Git commit. All right, so to get out from the Vim editor, you click escape on your device. You can see that over here we don't have the insert here again, so you click escape, and then you click on the colon, and then you need to save what you've done first. You need to save what you've done first, and saving is with the keyword W. W means to save, right? And then Q means to quit with Vim. So we need to be a little, and these are the main things we'll be doing with Vim: saving, quitting, insertion. These are the basic things we'll be doing with Vim. All right, so with that, Vim had created saved our file, and then we can quit from here automatically. So let me just quit this. Let me quit this and then try all over again. So say git commit. All right, it takes us here. So just notice this area. So we click on the I, so it will take us to insertion mode. So we can now write false git commit. Oops, commit this way. All right, then you click the escape key. So check here, when you click the escape key, and then you click on colon, and then you write the keyword W, that's to save, and then Q to quit. All right, so our first commit had been done, and this marks the end of this tutorial. So if you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also share with your friends. Thank you. We'll meet in the part 2 of Git tutorial.